Ahoy there, I'm Heidi and this here be my trusty first mate, Bonnie the Brave. Together we set sail aboard the Jolly Roger, dreaming of adventures across the canals and rivers of the UK, hunting for treasure and tall tales. But since the launch of this mighty vessel, we've been marooned on this very river, trapped like pirates with nowhere to plunder. Arr, the quest continues. So good morning, I'm currently here back at Northwich and the main reason is because I needed to empty my cassettes, fill up with water and stock up on loads of supplies because we're going to be going on a big adventure to explore the rest of this river, and there's no other big towns or shops that way. Probably a little convenience shop somewhere, but nothing as cheap as Northwich, you know, to get everything. And it means that I can stay in some lovely, very remote spots for a while and not have to worry because I'll have all my food on board, all my supplies and all my rum and that. Anyway, whilst I've been in Northwich, I picked up one of my deliveries and I've got this. How cool is that? It's a pirate tiller pin. And what they do, the tiller pins, is they stop the tiller from sliding round and coming off. You don't want to pull it off. Yeah, and I love it. I got this from a guy called Nick Tate. He started a new business, a little Etsy shop called Tiller Pins. I'll put links into the video description and that. But I just love it. I messaged him and said, have you got any mermaids or any pirates? And he had this. And look how cool. It's got a little pistol, it's got a cutlass, treasure chest. We like a nice treasure chest, don't we? But he's a right ugly bugger. Can you see? Anyway, I can't wait to use him. So I'm going to put him on now. Look at that. I just love it. Yeah, right ugly. Oh, guarding the boat. It just finishes the boat off perfectly. Pirate boat with the pirate tiller. Anyway, I'll talk a little bit more about that a bit later on, but first now let's get ourselves unpinned and head off to somewhere beautiful. So what do you think of my tiller pin, eh? It really does finish the boat off perfectly. I absolutely love it. I can't stop looking at it. I keep looking behind, going, woo, it's gorgeous. I have to keep polishing it. Because the boat lift has been shut since January, I'm stuck on this river for now. The boat lift lifts your boat 50 foot from the river back to the main canal network. But as we cruise along, the countryside rolls by peaceful and green, and it still feels like I'm free. So whilst the broken boat lift keeps me here, the river reminds me I'm exactly where I need to be. I'm stocked up, supplies loaded and ready to disappear into the wild. I'm heading somewhere remote, off-grid, where it's just me, Bonnie and the water. And sometimes that's exactly where a pirate belongs, in the middle of nowhere, plotting that next adventure. Bonnie, come here. Come here. So how's this for a gorgeous mooring, eh? It's just wonderful. I love just being in the middle of nowhere. I think that's where I'm at my most happiest. But it's just beautiful on this river. Got all this gorgeous countryside. Lots of new explores and walks for little Bonnie. Bonnie, come here. She's found the door.
You alright?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, good to.
Come here. What are you doing? What are you doing? Come here, Bonnie. So how's this for an absolutely gorgeous mooring, eh? I've never stopped here in all the times I've been on the river. And now that I'm trapped here, I'm determined to try and stop, even if it's only for one night, at every single mooring. And I've just had the drone up and it is just beautiful. It is so remote, apart from the odd jogger going past. There's been no one. So I've been able to have Bonnie off a lead, which is wonderful, because as most of you know, Bonnie's a little rescue and she's a little bit of a bugger with other dogs, big dogs. She doesn't do anything, she just runs at them and barks, you know, and then obviously it puts them on the defensive. Whilst I am here for a few days, I've got some work to do, but also I want to show you a few upgrades I've bought for the boat. And one of those is some camping chairs. I got them from Lidl the other day when I was in Northwich, stocking up on all my supplies. And they were £7.99 each, absolute bargain. So I can't wait to show you them. Because normally I'm sat on a piece of wood or the grass and, you know, you get wet bum, don't you? So I'm going to show you them whilst I'm here. But for now, I'm going to take Bonnie for another little walk in this absolutely stunning location, and I'll probably see you in the morning. Good morning. Well, I've had a fantastic night's sleep in this beautiful location. So I've got a brew, and I thought I'd show you these little chairs. You know, it's not a paid sponsorship or anything. I just always share what I find pretty good when I'm cruising around and I find good gadgets. So what I love about them is they've got this little bit of elasticate thing that goes over the top. £7.99, remember? And then it has a strap. So you can just lob it on your back like that and then toddle off. I mean, they're not light. You know, if you've got some friends on the towpath just a few boats down and they say, come and join us, then you're armed and ready to go. Woo. So I've got two, one for me and one for Bonnie. Bonnie, look at this. Hey, chair for you. Do you want to go in it? Go on. Good girl. Good girl. Isn't that nice? Oops. I've got one for me. Oh, look at that. Are you not staying there? No, you want to come on my chair, don't you? Oh! This mooring spot is an absolute treasure, quiet and peaceful as any hidden cove on the high seas. And at the helm I've got my shiny new tiller pin, another fine piece of loot, and best of all I struck gold at Lidl. Camping chairs for £7.99. And this just goes to prove that not every pirate's plunder comes from the high seas. I also want to show you another upgrade I've done to the boat. So as you know, I've got a tiny little lounge area in this boat, only enough space for one chair, because I've got this big dining area which I love, and that's what I sit at most of the time for doing my work, editing, also for socialising, because when Gabby comes over we don't really watch telly or anything, we play games, so we're often playing Yahtzee, backgammon, cards, so it's a perfect space for that. And people were saying to me when I did the boat tour that I should change the dinette to an L shape to make it more of a lounge. But I think the thing is, with dinettes anyway, you're sat quite upright, they're not comfy, and I really wanted just one nice comfy chair. So I got this. And it is really, really comfy. It's a bit of a recliner, you can pull it out a bit and then you can recline back like this. Oh, you've got like a footrest, you can put your feet up. So it is proper comf, it really is. And I saw this first at Midland Chandler's and it was about 450 quid. So I typed the name of it into Google and it came up with exactly the same chair at home base for 230. So I ordered it. So yeah, so it's good. So it's if in case I want to just really chill out, read a book or just listen to some music. It's just a nice place to sit. But to be honest, most of the time I'm sat at the dinette. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you that. It's pretty cool. Bit of a bargain. Yeah, I don't know what to do with this space, to be honest, because my boat's got quite a large kitchen. I lose a lot of space by it being a semi-trad with a tug style because it's got a long front on my boat, which I'll just show you. And I've also got a really large bathroom. So my bathroom, it's like massive. And then obviously as well, I've got a bedroom, big bedroom, which I like. So if you look at my boat here, so it's not a proper tug like the Rum Wench was, but the reason they call this a tug style is I think it's something to do with the space from where the cabin ends here. Then you've got quite a large front, and it's all the way to the tip. So it's a larger front than most boats. But it's not like a tug boat, it's just the XR&D site says it's a tug style. Yeah, I love it. And then obviously as well, we lose a lot of space on the back being a semi-trad. So this is the same size of the Rum Wench, this boat. Well, that lovely outside space there. So the Rum Wench, the cabin went all the way to the end. But I do adore this boat. I like having the outside space. I don't think I'd ever get a crotch cover, which is the cover that goes at the front. But I may in the future, in a few years' time, when I've paid off my loan and all that, save and get a canopy for the back. But I don't know. I'm loving it as it is. I'm loving it. I've got a comfy chair to sit at. I've got a bed to sleep in. I've got a dinette to socialise. I've got a kitchen to cook. You know, got a roof over my head. And I've got all this. Just look at this. It's just bloody gorgeous. So I've just been polishing my pirate's cutlass. I absolutely adore this tiller pin. I will put a link in the video description to Nick's shop. He's got this little Etsy shop. Yeah, I just love it, but he is right ugly. I mean, I don't even know if it's a male or female. You know, can you tell? Because back in the day, in the pirate day, lots of women, if they didn't want to get married, have children and cook and clean, they used to dress as pirates, pretend they were boys so they could go off on adventures. Yeah, much like Anne Bonny, who I named my little rescue dog Bonnie after. Yeah, so it needs a name. So if you can think of a name for this, Nick came up with Pirate Pete and Captain Jack, but I think it needs something a bit different. Let me know in the comments. But for those as well that are new to the channel, why all the pirate stuff? Why the pirate theme? You know, the boat's called the Jolly Roger. My old boat was called the Rum Wench. You know, and that's because I used to be a teacher, and when I gave it all up and went off travelling around Cambodia, Thailand, India, Africa, I came back and I bought a boat, and I wanted to be able to make a living and still move about, still travel. And I went to this floating market once, and there was all these boats selling stuff at the side of them, but there was nothing for kids. And I thought, oh, you know, there's an opening here. And because I'm a big kid myself, I set up the pirate boat. And, you know, I really, really loved it. I spent the summers then cruising around festival to festival, and also just racking up somewhere on my own, busy spot, people walking past the boat, and started selling me stuff. It paid my licence, and it was a bit of money that I could put by, but I couldn't live off it on its own. That's why I set up my badge making business, and now I have school contracts and festival contracts with that, which have all sort of finished now. That's sort of all come to an end this time of year, and then it starts up again at Christmas. But yeah, that's what I was doing and do to make money. It's just that I can't really trade on this river because the banking's too high. There's not really anywhere for public to park and stuff. So once I'm back on the canals, that'll all start up again. Yeah, that's where all the pirates come from, pirate theme. But yeah, so if you can think of a name for this handsome, not so handsome fella, yeah, then let me know. If you didn't know, swans are the royalty of the canals. They glide along like they own the place, which funnily enough they sort of do, because by tradition all swans in Britain technically belong to the king. They're also hopeless romantics as swans mate for life, but they're seriously strong. Their wings can stretch over 2 metres and they'll happily chase off dogs, geese or even fully grown humans who dare to get close. So yes, they're elegant, they're romantic, they're terrifying, and technically, they're the kings. So good afternoon. You know what? I've loved mooring here. Right in the middle of nowhere. It's just been so peaceful. Bonnie's loved it. But the quest continues to explore this part of the river. So we're only going a little bit further today. There's something I really want to show you. But we've had a bit of a change in the weather. We've got dark clouds. It's a bit cold, a bit nipply. Even the rum wench is a bit nipply today. She's got a wonderful treasure chest, hasn't she? Anyway, we're going to get going, head that way. I need some civilization, I think, just for a couple of days. And I'll have a little chat to you when we get going about what's going on this river. But first we need to ring the lock keeper and let him know we're coming. This way, Bonnie. Hello there, yeah, it's Heidi off the Jolly Roger.
I can have the lock ready for you in 5 minutes.
Oh wow, I'll get myself sorted then, I'll be there in a minute. Alright, okay, love.
Mate,
yeah,
see you soon.
Yeah, see you soon. Yeah. Bye-bye. Bye. Good girl. Right, that's the lock booked. Gonna get ready. Let's get out of here. Oh, but it's been so lovely. Oh, there she goes. Goodbye, wonderful slice of heaven. But the adventure continues. Ooh, but it's a little bit nipply today. We're currently heading downstream and there's only really 5 locks on this river. Marsh Lock is the one that takes you onto the Manchester Ship Canal, and then there's 4 locks, 2 from Northwich to Marsh Lock and 2 going from Northwich to Winsford. And as I keep mentioning, they're all manned, so my fitness is going down the drain, because normally when I'm solo boating and single-handing all the locks, by the end of the summer, I'm so fit, still overweight and old, but my fitness level's really good. But since all these locks now have been done for me, I'm not climbing ladders, I'm not getting covered in lock jizz. So, you know, but it does make a nice change, and it's been lovely since getting this new boat to get used to it all. But I feel I'm completely used to this boat now and ready for the adventures, for the canals. And I'm really worried because it's September in a few days and I do not want to be on this river for winter, because rivers go into flood. And, you know, it's just, part of me is, you know, I tried to make the best of everything. I tried to have a laugh and a giggle all the time, and I always look for something to do. But being on a river in winter isn't any fun, because it can be really dangerous, you know. The river levels rise really high, your boat can get thrown in the trees. It's happened. And then it goes down and your boat can sink, it can lift your boat onto towpaths. So people are saying we're probably going to have lots and lots of rain at some point, because we've not had hardly any this year. And I really don't want that to happen when I'm on here. Anyway, we're coming up now to Saltersford Lock, and the lovely Martin is setting it for us. It's going to be a while before I come back this way, so I'm really glad I stocked up on supplies. Hello, how's it going? Alright, Bonnie. Says hello to you as well. Thanks, love.
Okay, then.
This lock has been shut recently for a repair, but we can go this way again now. What do you think, Ron? Hey? You're gorgeous, aren't you? And you are as well, Bonnie. You're gorgeous. Oh, say hello to Bron. Hey? It's Bron, your friend. I think we're sort of almost ready, but look how far we've come down. You can see the waterline there. Woohoo! Proper deep one, this. I love these locks on the Weaver because they are big uns. Yeah, you can fit loads of boats, probably 20, 30 boats, if not more, in these locks. Brilliant. Right, off we go. So just think back in the day when all the Weaver flats, the barges were loaded up with salt and all sorts, carrying them along this river. I love all the history. Bye, John. So I've moored up here just before Dutton Locks because I wanted to show you this amazing bit of a shipwreck really, and it's called the Chica. It was built in 1894 as a cargo vessel in Norway, and then later on it was commandeered by the Germans in World War II. And this is where it all gets a little bit exciting, because once the war was over, it was then used for gun running in the Mediterranean, and then later on it was used for smuggling tobacco and cigarettes across the Gibraltar Straits. So it's got a right bit of history to it. And I was talking to a local called John, who was so lovely, that's done so much research on this, and obviously then he passed it on to me, and I'm now passing it on to you guys. Then in 1950 it was registered as a fishing vessel, and for the next 30 odd years it was fishing, having a nice quiet life. And then in 1981 a businessman came along, he bought it, converted it for cruising and made a bit of a floating hotel out of it, and that's how it came to be on this river. But unfortunately in 1993 she sank, and she's remained here ever since because the authorities weren't able to get the owner to remove it. But isn't she an absolute beauty? And I just love how nature's taken it over with trees growing out of it and that. But there's also another really interesting fact about the Chica, and that was when it was a bit of a floating hotel and moored at Western Point, apparently it was used as a bit of a brothel for sailors. Yeah, bit of a dark past that Chica. So I've just come back off an absolutely beautiful walk with Bonnie, and the sunset I was trying to capture it on my camera, and I don't think it's done its justice. It took a breath away, and it's very beautiful here because the River Weaver splits off into sort of two sections. You've got the main navigation to the left, and then to the right there's some sort of sluices, and there's a big screw which I'll show you next week. But it's sort of, the river goes that way, and I really want to explore that bit, but I won't be able to do it by Narrowboat. But the sunset, oh, it was to die for, and it's put me right in the mood for a little bit of a rum. Now, I've got this, and oh, it's a special one. Look at that. I've never seen anything like it before, and it's got a lovely little pirate on it. I'm going to tell you the story how I got this now, because there's a little card that goes with it. And I met these people when I was in Northwich the other day, and oh, they're just so lovely. They run a little tea room in Holmes Chapel. So this is what they said. They went, "To Heidi, we've enjoyed watching your vlogs, and we realise you are stuck on the albeit very beautiful River Weaver. So we bought you a cheer me up in the form of a bottle of rum that's got a pirate on it." So there's actually two. They've got your pirate sign there, and then it's got the old pirate on there. Just love it. I've never seen one like that before. We've been carrying this bottle around with us for ages. It's probably vintage by now, and spotted the Jolly Roger at the Northwich Festival. We're having a trip out on the Danny in a couple of weeks because of your vlog. Keep smiling, and thank you for all the effort you put in. So thank you guys, thank you. So that's Jan and Pete. And yeah, if you didn't know, the Daniel Adamson, the Danny, is the steamboat that goes up and down this river. It's absolutely beautiful, and I'm hoping to pass it this way. It navigates the River Weaver, the Ship Canal, the Mersey. I think it goes other places as well, but it's a beautiful boat and I've been on it. So let's get this open. Let's have a little tit of rum. Look at that. And whilst I am pouring this as well, a huge thank you to this week's pirate crew. Thank you for everything you do. Oh. I'm absolutely loving this river, you know, and I know I'm trapped and it's frustrating, but look how beautiful it is. I've seen so much wildlife today. I think it was a great egret or a great white egret. I think that's what they're called. It's like a heron, same size as a heron, but white. I've never seen one of those before. And obviously I saw some cormorants and I love them. And the one I saw today flashed at me, you know. But it's so lovely being on this river. But I'm trapped because the culvert's gone at Ellesmere Port, which they haven't fixed yet. I think they've started the work though, so that's progress. And the boat lift's been shut since January. But as of today, the 26th of August, lots of canals have shut due to water level problems. So that's one good thing I've got to be thankful for, is there's lots of water on this river. Yeah, so cheers everyone. Woohoo! Just wet the lips. Top ones. Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh my God. I've never had this one before. So it gives you the burn and it really has got a sort of coffee taste to it. Now the Kraken coffee is quite a sweet coffee flavour. This is a very harsh, strong coffee flavour and a lovely aftertaste. It's like a warm aftertaste. Wow, it's even starting to make me eye water. Let me have another go. That's lovely. That gave me a right good hit. That is really gorgeous. You cannot mix that. You've got to take that as it is. It's full of flavour, really full of flavour. I'm sure there's some chocolate in there as well. That is absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, I'm really tasting dark chocolate. Wow. Wow, so thank you very much. Anyway, I'm going to leave the video here and enjoy this now. If you have enjoyed the video though, please do give us a big thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Subscribe down below if you haven't already. And before I go, just a massive, huge thank you to my lovely, gorgeous patrons. So that's it. Please take care, stay safe, and join me next week to explore the rest of this beautiful River Weaver.